We're ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead. Hello, everybody. For those of you that don't know, this is Beth. You're Beth.
Hi.
What are you on Facebook? Beth Mosley?
Beth Ann.
Beth Ann. Okay, so on Facebook,
Yeah.
she's Beth Ann, but this is Beth Mosley, the
Hi.
wonderful, darling friend of mine. She is on our team and just absolutely rocking it out. So, Beth, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself really quick, just so tell us a little bit about you.
All right. So my name is Beth. I am a single mom to a crazy outgoing 14-year-old boy who is going to be a freshman. Oh my gosh, freaking out. He's not. He's like, it's no big deal, but I'm freaking out.
Okay.
I'm a full-time medical assistant at a urgent care. And family and Sensi are my other half of my life. So
That's
yeah,
amazing. I
mom,
love it.
work, Sensi, family,
Pretty much. Yeah. So why did you join Sensi? What kind of
Um, so I actually worked with someone who was selling Sensi, and I have always loved the scent Luna. And like I seriously like I never smell any other scent. I was like, this is it. This is my favorite, still my favorite, still up there. Um, and I was buying from her and she's like, do you want to become a consultant? And I was like, what does that entail? You know what I mean? And it was
Yeah.
like the month, I think it was like only like it was like a
The cheap
discounted
kits,
price.
right?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. I was like, why not? What do I gotta lose?
Right.
And I'm always looking for kind of like a side hustle to help me, you know, bring in extra money to help take care of my kid,
Oh yeah.
anything possible to do so. So I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's try it out. And that's where it all started. And then now I have an obsession, crazy obsession.
It's only gotten better since. And you've
Oh
killed
yeah.
it. I mean, honestly, girl, you right from the rip, you were like, let's go. And you've
Yeah.
done amazing. And
Thank you.
I know that you've done, you've had a little bit of health things that have kind of
Yeah.
gotten in the way, and just life's busy for you. So
Hmm.
the fact that you're still just kind of going well. So the reason why I asked Beth to come and talk to you guys today is because this girl has been killing it in the party game, like killing it. And I know that parties are something that a lot of people struggle with. So I was like, what better way to talk about parties and ask someone on our team to share about how they're partying. So
Yeah.
let's start with the hardest part about partying, right? Finding hosts. So who the heck are you asking?
Oh my gosh. So when I first started, as you know, like I was freaking out my first few parties because they were complete flops. And I was like, I'm just done doing parties, blah, blah, blah. I threw a hissy fit, got it out of my system. And I was like, I'm that type of person when I put my head into something, I'm 100%,
Mhm.
I'm giving it my all. Otherwise it's just like, and I'm like, you know what? I signed up to do this. I'm giving it my all. I'm going to start reaching out to people. So I did, my launch party, which went pretty well. And then I was like, all right, so next step, what do I do, Vanessa? And you've been amazing. And then I started reaching out just to, my personal friends. Obviously sending messages. I never want to come off spammy. Like I don't even really post it on my Facebook group that much about things. Unless it's like, hey, I'm doing a bulk order this month, who wants it? Things like that. So I personally reach out to people, and how I've started doing it versus how I started to now is complete night and day. I was just like, hey, do you want to host a party? This is now I send them what it entails on their part. You know, don't send out spammy messages and invite a million people and then, only 5 people are showing up. Really send out to people who are interested in Sensi, ask them that first, things like that. I have really had a lot of success with my friends, family, like that. Like,
Right. Like their circles.
yeah, spanned out. And one of my biggest parties was, trying to think, not March. March
Okay.
is my biggest party. I wasn't even sure how it would go because I'm like, we'll try it. And I tried it a new way. I went to her and I said, hey, you know, Corey said you wanted to host. And I sent her, you know, my spiel of how to
So
go
let's
about.
pause real quick. So this is someone who was already hosting or someone that was already a customer?
Yes.
And then it was their friend?
Yes.
Okay, so this is already like a booking off of a booking. So you
Yeah.
had a party and then
Mhm.
one of the party guests then did her own party and that
Yeah.
one, okay, keep going.
And it was my first party where she was like, hey, can I do my own private, you know, Facebook group with it? And I've never done that. I've always done it on my VIP page.
Right.
And then I started noticing like all my other VIPers kind of started backing up and not
Sure.
being as active because it was more spammy and it was like, hey, this month is, you know, I don't know. It was
Right, it was
just,
a little more sales oriented.
yeah.
Sure.
And I don't want to do that. That's not
Right.
who I am. So she's like, can I do my own Facebook group? And I'm like, well, I've not done it. So if you're
Which
okay to
is
be my guinea pig.
just so funny because we used to exclusively do them in separate groups. And then someone had this grand idea of, hey, put it in your VIP group. And then it's like not as much work and this other stuff. But here you are organically just making
Yeah.
it happen back to how we used to do them.
Yeah, so she did it and I was like, holy crap, like this is so much easier. Like I can just set up this whole page for the whole month as I'm doing my other 50 million things in my life and still interact, you know, with the group.
Okay. So can
So
I
it's,
ask you to pause real quick?
yeah.
Tell us, like, explain what that process looks like for you. So you said like set it up for a month. Like tell
Oh
me,
yeah.
like, what are you doing? What are you posting? How long is this party going?
So I do the whole month. I make it a month
Okay.
because I just want them to get the full benefits of what they can, you know, because I had my first few parties, I had to extend them out to 90 days. And I was like,
Because it wasn't hitting the
"Oh,
minimums.
yeah. And
Right.
and that's when I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm not doing anymore. You know, just
Right.
throwing a little bit. And then, you know, this came about and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm giving them the set amount, like this is what it is in this amount of time. Like, let's make this happen. And then I go through and I really look at, you know, okay, first week we're gonna go over scents, wax, you know,
Basics.
yeah, basics. And then um I obviously a lot of people don't even know how to really go on shop. They're used to looking through a catalog. So I go through that the first few days. Really just kind of teaches, especially people who aren't really tech savvy.
Right.
So I have the flippable version of the catalog and then I kind of go through it like on a live step by step how to do it. Just hey, it's pinned up here, you know,
Right.
it's up here. So I do that. And then I also go through like with my last party was the first time I actually like just broke down and was like, you need to go through week by week because it's a month long of what you're going to talk about for the week. So,
Right.
you know, we're going to do our wax and then we're going to do warmers and we're going to do new stuff. And then, you know, we're going to go to diffusers and all the other things. And then, you know, laundry. And I want people to see that there's so much more to Scentsy than just wax bars because that's what they
Right.
think it is, wax and warmers. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
no, there's so much. So I try breaking it up into, you know, week by week, something different. So 1 week's going to be laundry and all it has to offer. I take pictures of me doing my laundry with it, you know, sharing the scents I tried in laundry, things like that. I also share with people my favorite scents, my not so favorite scents. I'm very honest with my people, you know.
Well, and that
Um,
builds trust though, is when
yes,
people like, because I don't know if you know what pink haze is. It's an older scent, so you might not.
no,
But when this scent first launched, I, no joke, gagged. Like I almost threw
yeah,
up when I smelled it. And when it came back for Bring Back My Bars, I smelled it and I was gagging. I like it instantly
yeah,
like sets me off. And everyone, they think it's so funny, but they know like you're gonna be real with them. So
yeah.
talk content to me. So you said that you plan this out. So you
Yes.
have, it's a month-long party. So that's just wild to me, because I've always done 1 week max, because after that, I notice people check out. So talk to me. And you're not having that problem?
No.
What? Okay, I am
Not at
so excited. So
Not at all.
content. So you're doing like week 1 is like basic stuff.
Yes.
Okay, and then what is
So
like
just like the beginning of how we're gonna do this. Like I'm gonna do, I do my giveaway. I explain that, like, if you see this, make sure you're staying interactive, because it's gonna put you in a drawing for a potential giveaway.
Okay, so you're giving basically like participation points so when they comment, they get
comment, yes, things like that. So I'm telling them points, things like that. So in the party, I'm gonna draw and blah blah blah. We're gonna do a game, bingo,
right,
things like that. I really just do the basics and how it's gonna go. I gave them just basically like an overview of how the whole rest, and then I also let them know, like, these first few days you might see tons of posts from me, and I'm sorry,
right,
but I'm trying to get you all to be able to see, okay, if I click this link, it takes me directly here,
right.
and just kind of, let them understand. Second week, I get into more of, different things than wax and warmers. I start, room sprays.
Is week 1 only wax and warmers?
No, not really. It's, week 1 is kind of just laying out everything in, like, if there's a sale or we have something fantastical going on, which is all the time.
Right. So like any like LTOs, any
Yep.
specials, any sales, and then
Yeah.
wax and warmers, and then kind of an overview of how the party's going to go.
Yes.
Okay. And then week 2 is you're going deep diving into the other products.
Yep. So I am, at that point, I'm going, because I like people just to be able to click on the link and go and see what is there, instead of, okay, we're try to find it. And then they get bored. They're like, I don't know how to find this, because a lot of people don't. I had no idea at first. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here, So I try to, hey, this is laundry, or, even like just cleaning products.
Okay.
And then I do the link, check it out. Go ahead, tell me what you like. Tell me things you're interested in, and I kind of go from there, and I just keep building up.
So
and
are you explaining these products in the posts?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're making a post. At the top of that post, you're including the link, so it's not hard to find.
Yep.
And then you're just going through. So you're like, okay, cool. Like, here's our hand cream. This is why it's amazing. And you're like, okay, so you're explaining.
Yes.
Got
so
it.
I'm explaining. And I've honestly tried all of our products. So I'm like, the obsession is real. It's so real. You told me it happened, and you were right.
I told
it's
you,
real.
girl.
So then I just kind of like, I start before I even start the page. So, because I'm doing a private Facebook page, I write down, like, week 1, this is what we're doing. Week 2, and then I, day 1 of week 2, we're gonna, talk about this, and I'm gonna make this post, and I'm gonna put the link to it, so they're not having to search for it. Because I found with my other parties I did, people really got disconnected when they had to go and physically find it themselves. They want instant gratification of being able to click on something and it, boom, it's right there. I can check it out. I can see what's there. I noticed that. So I'm like, I may as well just post the link straight to their, person's party page, and there it is. And I've actually had a lot of sales with that. Like, right when they're so many cleaning products, like when I first started getting them myself, and I'm like, holy hell, this is amazing. Like, I have a 14-year-old boy, guys, like, this is cleaning up after him, like, insane. And
Well,
I explained
real life examples really make people be like, oh wow, like that's legit. Or when you share something that's relatable, like, I have a teenage boys stink. If you also have teenage boys, you need this. Like, it's solving a problem.
Right. Exactly. And I also try to, so like me and you were talking about earlier, each time you host a party, you have a different, you have to have a feel for your crowd
Right.
and who you're hosting for and things like that. So I already knew with my friend's mom, she's just laid back woman. She's all for it, game on, really cool lady. So I knew I could be a little bit more my goofy side and everything like that. And then the party I'm hosting now is coworkers. So I'm like, gotta tone it down, professional,
You still
So
should be authentic
I
though. I
I
definitely
know
think
I
like
try,
because
but
you're
I'm like,
funny.
man,
Yeah, just
I know
be yourself. I'd say be yourself. Don't even worry about being professional because
it's just like
they stick with you because of you. So tell me, is Stella the one that is your coworker or is Stella the
yeah,
other one? So Stella's
Stella
your
is
coworker.
my coworker. Yes.
All right. So I'm scrolling through this party right now. So I want to backpedal just for a quick second. So two things. One, are you explaining to the host that this is like a month-long thing?
Yes, they already
Okay.
know.
And what are you asking the host to do specifically? Like when you're
I
like, hey, this is what I do, this is what you're gonna do. Tell me
Yep.
what that looks like.
So before, like when I'm starting it, I'm like, hey, I'm hooking up your page right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start it. Your link will go live this day. I let them know. I'm also letting them know, you have to be interactive for you to get, I can only do so much on my part to make you sales. You have
Yes.
to jump in and you have to be interactive. Now,
Yes.
Jeannie, my huge say, I mean, she was pissed that she didn't even get 900. And I'm like, Jeannie, you're like at 880. It was like eight. It
Right.
was insane. She was trying to go for 1,000. And I'm like, Jeannie, you only have 2 days and you're in the hospital. She's like, I don't care. I'm doing it. So she was just like, yeah. And she was so interactive. I told her, I said, listen, your party is only going to be as successful as you want it to be. I can only do so much. I can post all the posts in the world. I can post all the links in the world. I can do as many lives in the world, but it's you talking to your people. These are
Yes.
your people, your group.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
don't know me. They know you, so
Mhm.
I told her, I said, this is my first time, but these are your people. You know how
Yes.
to talk to them more than I do. Granted, I'm goofy and whatever. So, yeah, she just started. I mean, she was right away. She's like, I don't want to step on your toes. I'm like, girl, you're not stepping on my
It's
toes.
your party.
Yeah, shoot, do what
Right.
you want. She's like, but I don't want to post. I'm like, post what you want. It's your Facebook group. It is your party. It is your page. It is your rewards. You do what you got to do. So after that, she's like, okay. And like, she felt bad thinking she was that. I'm like, I told my best friend, I said, tell your mom to post her things. So she started to, and I'm telling you, took off like
Right.
crazy. Just boom. So I very much tell them, you have to show up, because
Okay.
I had so many that did not show up. And I'm like, I can't get sales for you. I can only do so much. Like
Right.
me getting sales on my VIP group and bulk orders a month that's hard on me, let alone,
Yeah.
trying to do all that. So I told them they have to show up, and I told them interact. If you see a post, interact.
Right. Comment
Interact.
on it, like
Yeah.
it. Like
How
people.
Yeah, even if it's like not something you're familiar with, really, say, I love that smell, or I've smelled that, because I do give the my scent sample circles.
Okay.
So with
Like your testers.
yeah, my testers.
So
So
these
I
things.
give yep, yep. So I give them all of them that I have.
Okay.
And I'm like, here, you smell them, so you can also relate to some of the things I'm going to talk about.
Right.
And I also give my rub and sniff
The
stickers.
stickers.
Yep. So those go with them. And then just like if you like the cotton cleanup, I give a cotton cleanup to them, and just other little sample items just so they can see it. So when I'm talking about it, they understand. And
So
they're
you
like,
don't
oh,
even know. You probably okay. So just a little, so everyone knows. Beth joined September 30th, so she has not even been a consultant for a full year. So she probably doesn't even realize that she's doing a hybrid party, because technically we call those basket parties or catalog parties, and you're pairing that with the Facebook party. So I wouldn't doubt that that is helping with the success, just kind of offering both of those things. So then, if they see people in person, they can smell the testers. The hosts themselves can smell the testers, and then you're also kind of grabbing everyone in that Facebook group, which I think is amazing.
yeah. Like I even give like little lotion because I have tons of lotions.
Right.
Because as a medical worker, my hands are just disgustingly dry and
Oh yeah.
it helps so much. So I have like I got them off Amazon and I put a little bit of lotion in it. I'm like, try it, let's
Right.
talk about it. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
also message them too throughout the whole process, like, hey, I'm going to talk about this today, you know, kind of be prepared if you want to interact, do
Right.
so. Um, it's been, it's, I don't even know. It just kind of like after doing my own Facebook group, which I was so terrified to do, I was like sick to my stomach, like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. Like, but
Right.
it's so nice to be able to just like on my VIP group to be able to plan everything out. So what I do before I even do the link is I plan everything out for the month.
Okay.
So every day I let them know too. Every day, 10 a.m., I'm going to make a post.
Mhm.
At 12 or, 2, here's going to be another post. At 6, here's going to be another post. Just kind of letting them know like
So
every single day.
typically, is it 3 posts a day?
I've been doing 2 because I don't want to get too spammy and I want them to be able to interact in the middle between there.
Okay.
So sometimes I typically do 1, sometimes 2,
Okay. I think
unless
that's a
it's
great
like,
number personally.
yeah, unless it's because I want them to be able to interact in between there and do their own thing. And I tell them, do your own thing, jump off of it, hop on what I'm talking about, do what you got to do.
Right.
And she'll even be like, hey, my daughter, da 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 da. And she was going with it. It was great. And I was like, oh
Right.
my God.
So it's like, have you found that your hostesses are like making posts? Are they
Yeah.
going live? Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
That's
So,
amazing.
yes. So, no, like I knew what kind of cleanups were, but I didn't until I bought my own, which
Right.
is like just 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, try
Yeah.
this.
You're like, use this on everything.
So I gave some to her as samples, like
Right.
3 of them. And then my friend had already bought some because I told her about it and she's now addicted. It's a whole thing. Um, so she actually did a live. It's Yeah, it was live because it was like she did her voice different and everything. And she showed everybody how to use it before I could even do it.
Oh
I
my
was about to
gosh.
do, yeah. I was about to post, my live and I see she did it. I'm like, well,
There you
shit, you
go.
beat me to it. Thank you. You know?
That's
Um,
huge. Okay. Let me tell you, Frank, did you know about this trick?
yes, for the
You
minis.
you pull up the center
Yeah.
and then you can use it in the mini warmers.
Yes. I found that out myself. Like,
Yeah,
cause I was
someone
like,
showed me that like just a few months ago, and I was like, "What?" But like, it's things like that
yep,
that blow people's minds, and that's what really I think gains attention. So you go live,
mm-hmm,
right? So you go live throughout this party. You ask your
yep,
host to post. You ask your host to go live, and that's obviously like really increasing that engagement, which I think is
yes,
huge, huge, huge. So the other thing that I noticed with your post, so I don't see I barely see any flyers in here. It's lots of real life images, which is huge for party
yeah,
success. Huge, huge, huge. The other thing I noticed is that you put up thank you posts. So tell us about
all
that.
the time. So if I see, not only am I thankful for everybody showing love to me, but I am so thankful for all of their people coming out and showing love to them because it's their
Right.
party. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I mean, even my VIPers, I'm like, thank you all so much for your, like every post. I'm like, thank you so much for your support because I mean, they're the ones that are making it happen for me, but when I see them, when I see a sale come through, I'll send the host a message like so and so made us, purchase. Not sure if you're aware. And I even send them thank you, like, little cute
All
pictures
right.
that
So
they can
you're
send.
messaging the host saying
Yep.
so and so made place an order. You're
Yep.
messaging the customer to thank
Yep.
them for their order. And then you're also posting on the group a thank you, right?
Yep. Yep.
That's amazing. That is huge because what you're doing, so you're keeping the host involved, and every time an order comes through, we get excited, but the hosts do too, right?
Oh God. Yeah.
So you're generating that excitement. Then you're starting that relationship with the new customer. So you're starting that relationship off with appreciation right away. And then by posting on the group, you're continuing that appreciation. And then you're also showing other people that someone had placed an order, which is huge because the more that comes through, people are like, oh, I need to place an order, because it's just a reminder because people forget. So I'm going to read really quick just one of the posts you made with a thank you, because I thought it was just really good. It just says, thank you to all of you who placed orders and showed Stella some love. When you get your goodies, be sure to share it on here. Do not forget that those who are active in this group have a chance at winning free goodies from me. The more active you are in Stella's page, the more visible it is on Facebook. Have to love this algorithm. And it's a cute little graphic that says thank you for your order. That is perfect because it's legit. Like, people know algorithms are goofy. People know, and like it's like that reminder of thank you. It's a reminder of you're helping out Stella. It's a reminder of, hey, don't forget when you participate, you're going to be entered into this giveaway. Like, that is just wonderful. Like that. This, I am mindful, and I never would have a million years thought to do a party for a month and break things down like this. And it looks, I'm scrolling through it right now, like it looks so good. So it's amazing. So then tell me, what are you doing? So you've got these parties, right? What are you doing to continue to book parties? Are you asking the customers to host their own parties?
Yeah. So in the parties, I'll also put like, if I'm doing a live, like, just so you know, I have June coming up. I have openings for anybody who wants to be a host and earn some rewards and earn some free Scentsy, hey, and I just kind of throw it out there, like, and I'll put, and then Jeannie, she was amazing. She's like, yeah, I got this and this and this. And, just like, because whenever they get a purchase, I also show them how much they had, like if they start reaching their goals.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Hold on. Nope, we're good. Thank you.
So I will send them a screenshot of their half off and their, Scentsy.
The rewards. So you're sending that to the host.
Yep.
So a customer places an order, you let them know, the host know that the customer placed an order, and then you also send them an update on their rewards.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because that amps them up more, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting this. Oh my gosh, my cash is getting, like they see that Scentsy cash and they're just getting even more excited. And they're like, and then like Jeannie was like, what the hell am I going to do with all this money? I said, girl, you better start figuring it out. I said, I told you to make that wish list. She's like, I didn't think I'd make this much. I'm like, well, keep on wishing.
Right. Yeah. Keep making those wish lists up. That's amazing. So then are you individually messaging people after the party to ask if they want to host?
Yes, I am. So people
who are amazing. Tell me more.
People who were very, those that were like super active, and I saw like, okay, they are liking everything. They're, even if they're just liking something,
right,
on every post, you know what I mean? And they're interactive in the group. I'm like, okay, this person obviously likes Scentsy. So why wouldn't I not be like, do you want to earn your own free stuff?
Right.
Do you want who do you want free Scentsy? Half off? Like, what do you?
Right. Well, and it's also just like you saying like, hey, you were so interactive. You'd make a really great host, or I think you'd have a really successful party based off of how much you were interacting. And when people hear buzzwords like that, they're like, oh, I would. Oh, free stuff. Like, that's huge.
And I have so many people like, oh, I've tried doing it before and it just wasn't successful. I'm like, listen, I didn't think I would even do anything with this. Like, I just thought like, hey, I got some free Scentsy and I'm going to try to do, at first I didn't think I'd I didn't think anything would really come out of it. I didn't have it was just like a deal month. So I'm like, why
Right.
not? There's Unseen, try it. And I told him, I said, listen, like I started off not knowing anything where you're at, you know,
Right.
not having as much knowledge. I said, you have more knowledge than I did because I didn't know besides Luna. That's what I knew, you know, and my old Scentsy warmer from probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Right.
So, you know, I tell them like, you already know a lot. And, you know, I'm like, you've seen it. You're liking you liked all the posts. You're very interactive. I'm like, if you know people who like Scentsy that would be interested,
Mhm.
I'm like, even 10 people,
Oh
10
yeah.
people. I'm like, if you get 10 people to buy $30 of things, I'm like, just think about it.
That's
You know what I mean?
$300.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, just think and it's honestly not hard to
No.
spend that much anyway. I
Oh
mean,
gosh, it's so easy to rack up a cart with Scentsy. Trust me. I know. We all know that.
oh yeah,
All
the
right. So
warehouse,
that's
I got
huge.
myself
So,
in trouble.
right. Can you tell me what about like after the party? What are you doing to maintain these customers that you just met? They're brand new customers. Most of them you probably didn't know before the party.
Yep.
What are you doing to keep them as customers after the party?
So like I said, don't want to be spammy. I
Right.
don't want to be that salesperson, but I also make a live at the end and I say, listen, thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for showing up for the host. Thank you for, you know, being so interactive and, you know, all your sales, everything. Thank you.
Right.
And then I throw in there, you know, if you are interested in Scentsy and you really like Scentsy, feel free to let me know, comment below,
Right.
or just let me know and I can add you to my VIP group. And you can keep getting all the up-to-date things,
Right.
all the good stuff, you know, and I tell them that's where the fun happens, you know? So,
Right.
and I have, so I had like a lot of people when I first started in my group and it was too much and there were too many that weren't active.
Right.
So I was very transparent, told them like, you know, I see a lot of people aren't active in my group and, you know, I really need to make space for people who want to purchase and haven't been here for 6 months and haven't done anything. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, I I got rid of a lot of people and I was down to like 30 and now I'm back up
Mhm.
because people are just like hopping off of parties and they're like, yeah, I definitely.
Right.
And and then they, you know, send me a message like you're a great consultant. And I'm like, well, thanks. I don't, you know,
Right.
I guess I don't give myself enough credit where I should
Clearly
be, but
not.
not at all. Not at all. So I guess I'm a little naive to it, but yeah, so I just tell them like, you know, hop over to my VIP page, you know, and I just can tell them, you know, it's similar, but I do bulk orders, I do this, you know, just different things.
Sure.
So
Oh yeah. And that's perfect. And another thing you could always try in the future is when I used to do this way back when I was doing bingo parties a lot, but I would
yeah,
message every party guest at the end and I would just thank them. Even if they didn't order, I would just thank them for
yeah.
being in there. And then I would include a VIP link. So that
Okay.
way, because I know that, so you delete your groups after you're done.
Yes.
Then it's easy for you to pull back up because then they're in your messenger. So you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, how do I know this person? Oh, they're from this person's party.
Yeah.
Or so that's what I used to do that I thought was really helpful. And also because algorithm stuff. But people
Yeah.
would see that message and I would have more people join the VIP group because I messaged them versus just posting
Yeah.
in that
And I
part.
don't want people to feel obligated to have to join my VIP group.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? At
Right.
all. So that's why I'm also happy that I'm doing it as a private Facebook
Oh,
community
yes.
group. So it's not, you know, it's like being in a group chat that you never wanted to be in.
Yes. Well, and
You
that's
know?
why that's why I send the link. Because then if they click the link and they join, that's on them. If they
Yep,
don't, I don't care. Like, but I
exactly.
would never just like add them in
Yep.
without asking. So I always just put the ball in their court and say, here's the link. If you want to join, we'd love to have you. If not, no hard feelings. So then what about follow-up? Are you following up with these customers that ordered from the parties?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So
Absolutely.
talk to me. Tell me about it.
So whenever I see their order shipped, I
Mhm.
tell them your order has shipped, keep an eye on your junk mail or whatever it might be in there. And I tell them, thank you so much for your order.
Mhm.
And then, I just keep like, hey, there's, something I see that you bought this might be something you might like as well.
That's
I
perfect.
see the sense,
Right.
kind of going together. I also tell them like, hey, they have that AirPods, the pods too, not just in the wax, I don't know if
Like
you've
in a
seen
scent
it.
that they already
Yep.
like.
Yes.
So
So
you're
I'm,
just kind
I'm
of like keeping this
connecting the
conversation
dots.
going and you're
Yep.
engaging with them because that's
Absolutely.
huge. That's amazing. And that's so just kind of what I do with basic customers is so they place an order and I thank them. I let them know when the order is shipped. And then roughly 2 weeks after they place the order at this point, or maybe it's like a couple days after they've received the order, I just ask them like, hey, have you had a chance to open up your package? What have you tried so far? And then the next step that I have found a huge success with and a lot, I hate doing it and everyone else hates doing it. But after 2 months of them ordering, I send them another message and just check in. Hey, are you still doing okay on wax? Do you need a refill on pods? Because people, they may or may not need it, but that has been the biggest thing that I get compliments on as a consultant because my customers are like, oh, I'm good, but thank you so much for checking in on me. Like they're
Right.
very appreciative of me just kind of looking out for them. And then another thing, I don't know if you've been doing this or not, but back when I was doing tons and tons of parties, I would follow up with my hostesses every 3 months. And I would say, hey, your people are probably ready to reorder. Or if one of their friends from their party wanted to order, I'd ask if they wanted to host a party. If they didn't, then I go back to the host and say, hey, so-and-so was going to place an order. Do you want to do a party? Have you messed with that at all yet?
I have not, but I have been like, hey, so, your friend ordered, your friend from the party had ordered, and I just want you to know, like, I'm going to be doing a bulk order or whatever. Like, if they're interested, let me know and try to pull them in somehow, like, hey, limited shipping. It's only one cost between everybody. It goes down.
Yeah. And that's huge. That's
so
amazing.
Like,
but I would just go through your old hostesses and every like 3 to 6 months, shoot them a message. Every 3 months, say, hey, the people from your last party are probably ready to reorder. Would you like to do a party? Yes or no? And then at 6 months, every 6 months, we change catalogs. So I say, hey, we have a new catalog from the last time you did a party. Would you like to do another one? And that's every 3 months for a full year covers that.
Everybody was so excited about this spring, summer, because I think everybody's just freaking done with winter, especially if you live on the lake like me, like done. So whenever that came out, like everybody was like, catalog. I'm like, I'll mail them. I'll do what I got to do. Here you go. It's like Oprah. You get one.
Right. You get a catalog and you get a catalog.
Here's stickers.
So fun. So then last thing for you, are you asking your hostesses to become consultants?
I have. I asked Jeannie, oh my God, I want her to so bad because I feel she would absolutely kill it.
Right.
Kill it. She's just, and she's at home. She doesn't work. She helps take care of my friend's son when she's at work. So I'm like, Jeannie, come on, just do it.
Right.
Just do it. And I could talk to her that way. So I'm like, come on, Jeannie, you want to, let's, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the thing with her is she can't afford the starter kit, I guess you could say, to become one. So I'm like,
did you know you could use the rewards to get a free kit?
No.
Okay, so
there was a perpetual reward until you told me. I'm like, what? This whole time I've been going.
For anyone else that doesn't know, there is a perpetual party reward. It's an additional half off item that you have with every party of 200 PRV or more, and you can assign it to any person in the cart. It's in your party, so click on it. The other thing, so we have a host kit and we offer it year round, and you can use your product credit to purchase the host kit. So the host kit is $59, and you can use, so you have to have a party of 500 or more PRV. which will give you $75 in product credit. You can
Mhm.
use 59 of those $75 in product credit, put it towards the kit. The kit's completely free. And then you can flip all of the PRV to the host. So you'll lose the sales, but the host will keep all the sales. They'll become a consultant. They'll get a kit for free. And then you gain a team member. So
yeah, that was something like I was gonna flip a party because I know somebody wanted to, but I'm gonna be honest, I really would like, she was not interactive at all. It was one of those
Yep.
parties that I was like super frustrated. And then her friend's like,
right,
oh, I want to flip it to me. And I'm like,
right.
but I
So
don't know if I want to go through that for, you know what I mean? Like maybe
right.
2 weeks. And they're like, well, we need longer. And I'm like, I already had to extend your party out for 90 days. Like, I don't
Right.
want to be that person, but this is my time too, you know,
Oh
like
yeah, absolutely.
my time.
So my thoughts on it. So I offer the join special to all of my hosts that
Okay.
hit 200 in their party, which is less than 2 weeks. So if they
Right.
hit 200 PRV in less than 2 weeks, I will offer them the join. And I say, hey, you know what? Your party did really well. You can have this much in rewards, or, before I even mention what their rewards are, I'll say, okay, so you have this much in product credit, this many half offs, but you can use your product credit to get a free kit. You'll get all of these items in this picture, and we'll be able to flip all of the sales over to you, and you'll earn X amount of dollars in commissions. So I
Right.
tell them how much money they're going to make. And it's hard for a lot of people. So I definitely want to touch on this, but it's
Yeah.
hard for so many consultants to put the work into these parties and then give away the sales. Right.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard, but I'll tell you, as a leader who makes significantly more money than I used to when I didn't have a team, you make more money when you have a team. So,
Right.
and the other thing is, if they do want to join, those are their people. Those are
Right.
their friends, their family, their coworkers. So they should keep those sales. So just something to keep in mind. I would start offering every host that
Okay.
actually participates. Those ones that are non-existent, they're probably not going to find sales anyways. So I wouldn't
Well,
offer.
I was hoping the one would because she's in West Virginia, and I'm like, holy crap, a whole nother state. That's like a whole different ball game.
Right.
And I'm like, I should. And then it was like, that was that
And
very,
sometimes it
yeah,
doesn't make sense, and that's okay.
it
That's
was
totally
such a
fine.
frustrating party. I was like, I wasn't seriously done.
Yep. So then, but I'd say just moving forward, just start asking people, especially the ones that are really good, and tell them the same way you would for hosting a party. Be like, you were an incredible host. You would make
Yeah.
such an amazing consultant. You're already going live. You're already making posts. You already have friends that want to support you. And
Right.
that's partying is the best way to grow a team. So let's just take it home real quick. What is your biggest piece of advice to someone else that's getting into parties?
So my biggest advice is do it on a private Facebook group.
Do it on
I
private.
have found, for me, that is what made it all happen.
It
Like,
all just
I
clicked
was
in
like,
place.
I was doing this,
Right.
but then it was just like, shoo, and I'm like, whoa, this is really happening. Like,
Right.
holy hell,
Yes. And girl, you're
Also,
killing it. You're killing it. Let me just say,
I'm trying. I really am, like, between everything going on in life.
Mhm.
I really am. So it's been like a struggle, but I'm happy, like, with the private Facebook party page, you know, no matter what happens in my life, like say during this day, it's a crappy day, having a horrible day. I have lupus. So some days I don't feel the best,
Right.
but I know that I already created those posts in advance,
Right.
and I might not show up 100% that day, but I know that I already threw out some posts out there. I already threw out some links. I already threw out some suggestions. I made these in advance and I know what's going to happen. So that has been a godsend to me,
Right.
especially with just hectic life and everything else. And also just communicating with your people.
Right.
And like you said, being authentically yourself.
Yes.
I was able to be 100% authentically me during Jeannie's party. 100%, just like, I cuss like a sailor. I do.
I do
I
too.
do. So I didn't feel I had to, kind of watch what I was saying. It was like, it wasn't one of those things,
Yep.
they were and then they would jump in and they were jumping on my lives, and it was really cool. You know what I mean? So, um, authentically just be you, because then you're going to be like, so here's the wax bar, it smells great. You know what I mean? It just starts becoming like you're just reading a script, and I
Right.
don't want to do that. I
Well,
don't.
they can tell that you're excited. They
Yeah.
know that you're passionate about the products. So just to wrap that up, guys, private Facebook groups. She's doing them for a month long. She's scheduling the posts ahead of time. So that
Yes.
way it's one less thing to worry about, especially when life happens, which it always will.
Yeah.
And last but not least, stay authentic, get excitement, get excited, show your passion, tell them why you love the products, because you are the one that should be using the products as a consultant.
Right.
We're all here because we have a Scentsy problem, right?
Right. And give life experiences. Like I had to explain, because so the room sprays, they're fantastic. Let me tell you, they're great. But if you have wood floors like me, and you have a 14-year-old child that likes to run through the house, this has an oil base.
Right.
He got it on his socks and he busted his ass on my wood floors. So then I was like, let me try the fragrance mist. And I got them out of the clearance, and I'm like, these are amazing for, the rest of my house. So I was able to,
Right.
just real life experience
Oh,
things
yeah.
and giving examples to it. Like, my kid's fine. There was no blood. It was funny.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean?
people that those kind of things build the trust. Truly,
Yeah.
they build trust between you. They build trust, like they trust who you are. They trust your opinion. They trust.
Exactly.
It's perfect. So, friend, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Oh,
I
thank you.
very much appreciate it. And then, so our team can see this. I'm going to pop this up on my YouTube later, so other
Okay.
people can see it, but you have been amazing. And I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see what incredible things come, because if you're seeing numbers like this now in spring, you're
Yeah.
planting all these seeds. Like, I can only imagine what your business is going to look like.
It's already like,
It's
it's already going up here for
I'm
fall.
like
It's
covered in
already
goosebumps. I'm so excited. I just adore you. Thank you so much for your time, friend.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.